My name is Soren, and I live with a possessed doll from hell. Sometimes it can be quite fun and exciting, but other times it's a pain in the ass.
Wake up. Wake up.
Go away.
Wake up.
Let me sleep.
Wake up.
Necromia, get away.
Are you awake? Wake up. Come on. You can't sleep all day. Wake up.
Alright, I'm up. The really hard part is she never sleeps, and well, I'm a human being, so I need my rest and my sleep.
Stop whining, Soren.
Where did you come from?
It's not so bad. It's just sometimes I get bored.
Yeah, and I never sleep.
If you never sleep, how can I wake you up?
Funny. Very funny.
But still, we have some amazing times, don't we?
Yes, we do have some amazing times, but I almost didn't get my mail, remember? And no mail, no movies.
Oh, fiddlesticks. You didn't have to tell them that.
Well, it's just, why in the heck would you go and open the door?
I was just curious, you know.
Yeah, curiosity killed the cat. And guess who had to go and save the day to explain to the mailman that it was me all along, and I was very sorry. He wasn't very forgiving. Let's just say it like that.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, yeah, that's right.
I won't do it again.
Thank you, Necromia. Please stay hidden.
I will, sorry. Sorry.
It's all right. So, we better get on to what movie we're going to talk about today. Do you want to present it, Necromia?
Today, we're going to talk about the Final Destination movies.
That's a great choice. I really love the Final Destination movies. So, let's get to it. So the first Final Destination is a 2000 American supernatural horror film directed by James Wong. Wong wrote the screenplay with Glenn Morgan and Jeffrey Reddick. The film began as a spec script written by Reddick for an episode of The X-Files. The X-Files is a science fiction masterpiece drama television series that ran for 9 seasons, got additional movies, and was even reamped for 2 more seasons in 2016 and 2018. And to this day remains very, very popular. And I could very much imagine the Final Destination story fit in as an X-Files episode. In order for Reddick to get a TV agent, a colleague at New Line Cinema persuaded Reddick to write it as a feature-length film. Later, Wong and Morgan, the X-Files writing partners, became interested in the script and agreed to rewrite and direct the film, marketing Wong's film directing debut. As soon as the film begins, you actually get this eerie feeling. Tension is built, and the music helps a lot. Brilliantly composed by Shirley Walker. It's a beautiful score throughout the movie, and it's simply amazing how much tension it builds. The film is also starring an all-star cast by Devon Sawa, who I always remember from Idle Hands, and beautiful Ali Larter, who I also remember from House on Haunted Hill. Stifler is in it, aka Sean William Scott. And for those of you who doesn't know who Stifler is, watch the American Pie movies and have a wonderful time with the Stiffmeister. Let's talk about the plot. On May 13th, the year 2000, high school student Alex Browning boards Verley Airlines Flight 180, a Boeing 747 with his classmates from their senior trip to Charles D. Cole Airport from John F. Kennedy Airport. Before takeoff, Alex has a premonition that the plane will explode in mid-air, killing everybody on board. He panics so much, telling everybody that the plane is going to explode, and he gets into a fight with his fellow classmate Cara Horton, and the result is that they get thrown off with some of their friends and one of their teachers from the plane. Alex tries to tell Miss Luton about his premonition, and this infuriates Carter even more, and another fight occurs when the accident actually happens and the plane explodes in the background, and now everybody knows that Alex was right all along.
From here on, the movie gets really interesting. The survivors who walked off the plane actually cheated death, and now death is coming for them. They meet a coroner played beautiful by Candyman himself. Candyman is a 1992 horror movie about a man who was unfairly killed and takes revenge on anyone who dares say his name 5 times in the mirror. Oh well, back to the review. Let's the rules out. Actually, he knows everything about them and how they cheated death. So I believe he is the Grim Reaper himself. Alex soon realizes that they are going to die in the order they were supposed to die. So can they really cheat death again and survive yet another time? Well, you have to see the film for yourself. It's such a great movie. The film even has a lot of great clues to who is going to die next and how. So try to investigate that for yourself.
Yeah, these movies are awesome. And I really like what you said about the subliminal messages, that you can actually see the hints about stuff and how they're going to die.
Yes, and you can actually find clues all throughout the movies.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we should go on with the review for the next one, don't you?
Yeah, and the second one is actually just as great as the first.
Yes, I would say that, and the kills are actually more elaborate and awesome. Should we get to it?
Yes.
So, Final Destination 2 is the 2003 American sequel to Final Destination 1. This time directed by David R. Ellis. The movie opens up with a girl watching the news, and somebody is theorizing what happened in the first one about this strange events that occurred to the survivors of the Flight 180. So it all starts with tension building and everything is kind of familiar. Let's get around to the plot. Exactly 1 year after the explosion of Flight 180, college student Kimberly Corman is heading to Daytona Beach, Florida for a spring break with her friends. While waiting on the entrance ramp to US Road 23, she has, yes, you guessed it, a new premonition of a deadly pileup caused by a logging truck. I can't see one of those anymore without thinking about this movie. And yeah, then the rampage comes and she wakes up after this horrible vision, and of course she has to warn everyone that this freak accident is going to happen. Just as in the first movie, they talk about what is going on, and Kimberly knows a little bit more because she saw that thing on the news, and now they talk about the survivors on the Flight 180, and in this time they kind of know what's going on a little earlier than before. Unfortunately, Alex is killed in between movies, which I really hate, but I guess they couldn't get Devon Sawa to play it a second time around. I don't know what went wrong, but it's kind of a shame. But they brought back Ali Lada, who is this time at a mental hospital voluntarily, apparently, because she's so paranoid of dying. So they ask her for help, and eventually she agrees.
And she takes her directly to the Candyman himself, the Grim Reaper, who this time has some new rules and deadly sadistic designs to break to the new survivors of this movie, which is actually very cool. Candyman is always fantastic. I can't get enough of Candyman. Tony Todd is just an excellent actor. I think I'm gonna watch them soon again. But let's move on with the next one in the Final Destination franchise.
So, Final Destination 3. I guess everybody knows what's going to happen this time. Yes, you guessed it. High school student Wendy Christensen visits an amusement park in Pennsylvania with her boyfriend and her best friend and some of their classmates to celebrate their graduation. They board the Devil's Flight roller coaster, which is this time voiced by Tony Todd, so unfortunately Necromia, Candyman doesn't appear physically in the movie.
Oh shit. Piece of shit movie.
Well, it's kind of entertaining, and they get on board the roller coaster, and of course, shit hits the fan, and Wendy has a premonition, and yeah, you guessed the whole movie. Now, I really want to say that it's still really well made. It still builds tension. The acting is okay, really. The effects are very cool, and everything is actually quite alright. It's really one of those popcorn movies, you know. But to be fair, you still have to look for clues, and they are different this time around. So, yeah, there's something new, and of course, something very familiar about it. But I guess you know what you're in for this time. Let's move on with the fourth one. So when they made the fourth one, Avatar just recently came out, and Avatar is directed by James Cameron, who made some truly fantastic and groundbreaking movies. I could go on, and I could make a big list, but I would say that Terminator 1 and 2 is probably the most famous, and this is some of the best movies ever made. But we can talk about him in another video. It was clear that they were going to go on with the 3D craze, and well, personally, I love 3D, especially if it works and it pops out of the screen, and also if it has a great depth to it. And I actually think in horror movies you can really use that to your advantage. So, and well, I think they did that. So let's check it out. David R. Ellis, who directed the second one, returns to direct the fourth one. So, college student Nego Bannon watches an auto race with his girlfriend Laurie Milligan and their friends Hunt Wynarski and Janet Cunningham at the McKinley Speedway for their semester break. Nick gets a premonition of an accident from the racetrack, and just as you know from the other films, you can't cheat death. So there's nothing new here, but the kills are still great. But this time it seems a little bit more like a slasher movie. The kills are a little bit more crazy and all over the place, but still it's quite fun and entertaining. I remember the first time I saw the movie, I didn't own it in 3D, so I saw it in 2D. And a lot of the clues which comes through the screen in animated sequences seemed a little silly. But they're actually pretty cool when you watch them in 3D. So what can I say about the Final Destination or Final Destination 4? It's a fun popcorn movie, and it leaves you entertained all throughout the movie. The only bad thing about the movie, sorry Necromia, Tony Todd is nowhere to be seen.
Ah, shit. That's just not okay.
Yeah, you're right. It's really a shame that they couldn't get him for that one. They should just have paid him whatever.
Yes, even if they paid him $10 million, it would be worth it.
I couldn't agree more. But still, Final Destination 4 is an okay movie, don't you think?
Yeah, it's okay. But Tony Todd is definitely missing.
I agree. But, well, we need to talk about the fifth one. So, should we put it on?
Yes.
In Final Destination 5, Stephen Quayle directs, and he's been working as a second unit director for James Cameron on Titanic. Sam Lawton is on his way to a company retreat with his colleagues. While their bus crosses the North Bay Bridge, Sam has a premonition that the high winds will cause the bridge under the construction to collapse, killing everyone except his ex-girlfriend Molly Harper, whom he managed to get across the bridge safely. When the premonition is over, he persuades everyone to leave the bus, and yes, on most parts, it's what you come to know from the other films. However, they change it up a little when one of the characters says, "kill or be killed." So that's a game changer this time around. And yes, Necromia, good news. Tony Todd returns.
Oh, finally. Then it's a real Final Destination movie.
Yeah. The movie is actually clever linked to the first movie, but I'm not gonna spoil that now. Just as the fourth movie, the fifth is in 3D as well, and it looks awesome. Some of the heavier CGI shots simply looks much better in 3D. All over, it's a fun popcorn movie again, and I can always recommend everyone a Final Destination marathon. However, the first two movies is definitely the best as far as tension builders and execution. But that doesn't mean that 3, 4, and 5 isn't entertaining. And to be fair, maybe it's because we know the game so well by then. So, that was the Final Destination movies. I actually think it was a very good choice from you, Necromia.
Thank you.
So, and did you have something more to tell us?
Yes, they're actually talking about making a sixth one.
Oh, really? Oh, I'll be looking forward to that one. So they're not just remaking it, right?
No, I hope they stick with a sixth one.
Yeah, me too. And where should we watch it?
They're talking about premiering it on HBO Max, but I don't know.
HBO Max. What about the cinemas?
I don't know.
Okay, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Well, that was it for our video about the Final Destination movies. If you like us, please subscribe.
Or give us a like.
Yeah, and until next time, take care, and we'll see you sooner than you know.
Put that cookie down now!